Hey, what is up mortals? It is Mr. Zombie here with a new video for you. Welcome to part 8 of What If Deku Was a Nomu. I just wanted to greet you guys by just saying, sit back and relax. You're in for a treat. So, we begin. The time has finally come for the attack on Kai Chisaki and his operation. Months worth of time were spent investigating the young mob boss. If it hadn't been for the disappearance of Izuku Midoriya, the raid would have been executed 3 weeks ago. Instead, the man who acted as the mastermind of the operation chose to honor an old friend and help search for the missing teenager. For all the knowledge that his quirk granted him, Sir Night-Eye hadn't anticipated the former holder of One for All in their current target's employ. After Mirio gave his report, Night-Eye immediately contacted Torino, but purposely kept the information from All Might. The symbol was running on fumes, and in Sir Night-Eye's opinion, lashing out. In addition, they had come to discover that the doctor All Might had captured earlier was nothing more than a false replica. That was why he called this early meeting, to hopefully bring an end to 2 nightmares and give All Might his closure. Hello everyone, it pleases me that you're all here on time and prepared, he said, looking out at the seas of faces before him. He placed an empty bullet shell case on the table. This is the remains of what has been named a quirk erasing bullet. It has become commonplace in the underworld. The source is this girl. Sir slid a picture of the little girl forward. Her name is Eri. A DNA analysis has determined that these bullets are made of her own flesh. Quietly, he swallowed the lump in his throat. Kai Chisaki possesses a quirk that allows him to deconstruct whatever matter he touches and then rebuild it. I'll leave it to your imagination as to how the bullets are crafted. Recently, they have acquired new members. Night-Eye took a breath and slid 4 pictures forward. Jin Bube Gaurara, also known as Twice. Himigo Toga, no aliases. Mustard, unknown name. Izuku Midoriya, now known as Starfish, which is why I reached out to you, Mirio. Sir said, giving the number 5 hero a nod. Besides Kai Chisaki, he is the most dangerous target here. After his abduction, his body was modified. He now has a dangerous artificial limb and unknown additional quirks, along with his super strength. He kills quickly, and to date has 2 victims we know of. The room became quiet as emotions washed over those who gathered, with the exception of Mirio, who whistled, drawing a glare from Uraraka and Torino. You made the right move calling me. I should be able to kick his ass, especially if he can't throw a punch without breaking a bone, she said with confidence. She'd seen him fight and doubted he could muster the strength needed to overtake her. Mirio, with all due respect, I wouldn't take such a lackadaisical approach to this situation. The augmentation they put him through has made his body compatible of handling his strength. If you underestimate him, he will kill you, Sir warned. Mirio loved a good fight, and at times, she came off as a bit harsh because of it. But she had always meant well beneath her fierce attitude. Due to the savage displays of All Might, crime was staying down. Those brave enough to continue criminal activity were swiftly taken down by bored heroes wanting to make a name for themselves. Those who were high-ranking in the hero community were left with nothing more to do besides sit on the sidelines, in this world with a rampage and All Might. I get it. I'm just excited is all. So, when do we get started? Mirio asked, cracking her knuckles. In 4 hours. Make what preparations you need. This mission has more than you could ever imagine riding upon its success. In his hideout, an annoyed man gripped his desk in anger.
Where is she?
Kai Chisaki demanded. He'd been unable to find her, and it all started with the League's slave Starfish. Whenever the 2 of them were together, Overhaul had felt a wave of resentment coming from him. In the limited time Kai had left the drone with Eri, she gradually seemed less reserved, like she was learning how to be happy again. At first, he felt he made the right choice making Izuku Eri's caretaker, but it finally came clear to him that doing so was a costly mistake. He's taken her, Hari Korono answered with his head bowed. It seems that Eri has been feeding him intel on us and he's used it to his advantage. I attempted to intercept him with Toya, Yu, Soromitsu, and Dedero, but he quickly disposed of them. It seems that even with the various augmentations made to him, he retains his father's power. While on knee, Korono played the slaughter in his mind over and over again. What made All Might special wasn't his immense strength or his smile, but the way in which he used it. It baffled everyone. a hero with the strength to flatten cities that valued every life, including those who worked in their profession. The symbol of peace had never taken a life, and always chose to handle villains with kid gloves, with the exclusive exception of the reanimated corpses known as Nomu. It was why even the most ruthless villains respected the man. However, in the back of the minds of many, there was a fear shared, and that was the horrific curiosity of what would happen if All Might turned his power against the world. The question was seemingly being answered today by his love child Izuku Midoriya. The interaction between the head of green and 4 expandable bulls didn't even last a second, before they were literally torn apart.
So they're dead. I expected resistance, but not this. Where are they now?
Overhaul asked, tempering himself to avoid lashing out. The northwest corridor. He and his partner Mustard are nearing an exit. Overhaul sighed heavily.
Call for the remaining precepts and tell them to meet me here. I want you to go to your lab and secure the formula for the completed bullets, as well as all our data before burning it down. We've been compromised, and it's time for me to step in and end this little conflict.
Mustard could hear his heart pounding and long gave up on trying to keep up with Deku. He was too fast on his feet and seemingly didn't have a stamina limit. Fortunately for him, his partner didn't mind carrying him under his arm, while carrying Eri on his back. Throughout it all, Mustard remained silent out of fear. He was no stranger to taking lives or witnessing great acts of violence, but there was something about seeing the babyface teen smash and rip people in two before they could scream that made his stomach curl. A part of Mustard wanted to just give up and turn his companion in so that he could get the help he deserved. But that was impossible. Unfortunately, Toga had earned Dabi's trust, and due to this, her orders were second only to Dabi. Those orders were to take down Overhaul and do as much damage as possible to his organization. Rescuing Eri was simply something the zombie boy wanted to do. When they reached 2 large double doors, Deku opened them with a kick before setting Mustard and Eri down.
I'll buy him as much time as I can so you can escape. Go!
Eri, however, didn't want to go. She hugged his leg, afraid to be far away from him.
Hey, Eri, it's going to be okay.
Izuku patted her head.
Mustard-san is a good friend. He'll keep you safe until I see you again. I promise.
She looked up at him with sad eyes before walking over to Mustard. He picked Eri up and the two ran out of the building together. Starfish watched the two leave together with a frown. Before going back inside to face Overhaul, he took in 2 whiffs of the air.
It smells like rain, but I don't see any clouds. I better hurry and make this quick.
Overhaul saw the footage of his men being dismantled and acted accordingly. He'd absorbed Shin, Rikiya, Kendo, and Hijiki into himself. None too soon, it seemed. Seconds after absorbing his 4th bullet stood none other than Starfish. 8 arms and 2 feet taller, Kai glared at the teenager.
What took you so long?
Overhaul said in a distorted blend of voice as he stepped closer to the wreath that became a thorn in his side. Measuring the other up, Starfish spoke his next words.
I'm sorry for my tardiness, but I had to make sure Eri was safe. I almost came here first because you're a monster that needs to be stopped. But she deserves to be free.
I see they couldn't kill the hero in you entirely.
Chisaki huffed.
The people who own you did far worse to you than I did to Eri. They crippled you, deforged you, brainwashed you, and then turned you into a killer, and took you away from your mother and father. And I'm going to kill you.
Starfish's eyebrows shot up as Overhaul placed all 8 of his palms on the ground. A mixture of spikes composed of light, concrete, and steel shot up to impale him. Izuku leapt above the twisted spikes, avoiding the initial bombardment, but he was sent soaring by a flying elbow. A rib snapped and his heart rattled in his chest as he was sent crashing into a reinforced concrete wall. Blood erupted from Deku's mouth. The speed of Overhaul's movements were unexpected and took the younger team by surprise. Slowly, he raised his head to see Chisaki already standing over him. The Yakuza boss grabbed a handful of Deku's unkempt hair, then raised him to eye level.
I was going to make this quick, but you pissed me off. so I'm going to make this last. You're going to spend the last moments of your life screaming in agony.
Izuku groaned before giving Chisaki an innocent smile.
That's funny. Because I was gonna say something similar to you.
The Nomu sprang out and lashed onto Chisaki's face. Spikes of its own dug into the crime boss's head, injecting its poison. Oh! Chisaki threw Izuku fast enough to cause a mini sonic boom. Only this time, Izuku managed to catch himself, landing on all fours like a predator.
I didn't tell you about this quirk. When you tried to force me to talk, my arm took control and snapped me out of it. So I never told you about it.
Deku barged forward, blitzing Overhaul with a series of savage punches and kicks, bouncing the crime lord in the air after each impact, finishing the assault with a lariat. This time, it was Kai that was sent flying through a wall. With sparks dancing over his body, Deku stalked forward, through the hole he created with Overhaul's body. With the fight being taken outside of the Yakuza stronghold and onto the streets, civilians panicked and ran away as Starfish prepared to end the fight. But before another blow was struck, the number 5 hero who heard the carnage hopped towards the conflict, landing near Deku as she took view of the collateral damage of the fight. Not bad, kid. You've gotten stronger. Now, why don't you come with me and we can go see your mother? Mirio said with a cheeky grin.
Who are you? What's a mother?
He said, replaying the words Chisaki had taunted him with. Mirio sighed heavily. Damn, All Might's not gonna like this. She cringed internally. Well, a mother is someone who loves and cares for you, and I'll tell you more if you come with me. Izuku paused in consideration of what he'd been told. Chisaki was an enemy who had referred to him as a slave, and before he mentally developed fully, he had remembered the brown-haired girl. He dreamed of her, but never said a word about her since his arm always seemed to warn him against it in his own way.
Uravity!
He started.
Tell me about Uravity!
This was a test. He hadn't taken his eyes off of Overhaul, but at the same time, he wanted answers. Oh, the gravity girl? Yeah, that explains why she keeps glaring daggers at me. She's here, and if you come with me, she can answer your questions. Deku was unmoved. Instead, he chose to aim his glare at her.
No. I appreciate the lead, but I can find her on my own. Then she can tell me what I want to know. But you like violence. I can smell it. I'll take you down too.
Got me there, kid, but I don't want to fight you. I'd much rather we talk this out. It was too late. Starfish ran to finish off Chisaki before he had a chance to recover. Mirio drop-kicked Izuku and sent him skidding away from his target as it started to rain. Well now, you don't waste time, do ya? She said, watching him cautiously. He ignored her and looked up towards the sky. Suddenly, his arm gaff began to shake. He could hear it screaming in his hand, warning him of something horrible to come.
What's happening? Something's wrong.
He nearly heeded it when he heard someone familiar calling out to him.
Deku!
It was her, the girl who haunted his dreams and always seemed to make him sad to wake up.
Uravity.
When he heard her hero name come from his lips, she sprinted towards him. No one stopped her, and for the first time in what felt like forever, she was able to hug him. The tender moment lasted for an instant before she was pushed to the ground. The next thing she saw was Izuku's face contorted in pain as a binding torrent of lightning coursed through his body. He shielded her with his body, Mirio as well, as a few of her compatriots had been blown away by the force of the blast.
Deku!
Wordlessly, he fell to her side. Uraraka's eyes darted to find a well-dressed man making his way toward her, with a little girl under his arm. He stopped at the body of Overhaul and placed a palm on his hand.
This'll do fine.
In a purple flash of lightning, Overhaul's body shrunk and 4 other bodies appeared at his side.
Yes. This is magnificent.
Thank you all for indulging yourselves in the story thus far. I hope you enjoyed it. Now there are a few more things that I'd like to go over before this video ends. Firstly, we've got a second channel called Anime Deep Dive. Anime Deep Dive goes deep into the facts and lore of the wide variety of anime. It's sure to expand your weeb knowledge for all kinds of series guaranteed. On top of that, we have a third channel called We the Celestials Naruto What If. It's what we do on this channel already, but in the vast world and lore of Naruto. Go check it out if you're in the mood for some jujitsu action. Secondly, on behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank everyone involved in the production of today's awesome content. Their details will be in the description below. Lastly, if you're interested in what we do here on We the Celestials, then I would like to extend out an invitation to join the team. The only caveat being we only accept members 16 years and up to join the crew. You can sign up for whichever category fulfills your interests by joining the recruitment Discord using the link in the description below. Our Discord is an all-around fantastic place to be, whether you're a fan or looking to join the band of misfits. We're always looking for members to join us. Well, that's it from us for today's video, so thank you all for watching and have a great day.